Next of our isolation interviews to New South Wales, we head ahead of what looks to be a terrific legacy, Cornwall Legacy, tomorrow. And grabbed Wendy Roche. And Wendy, you've got Natoya over your back shoulder as well. How's he doing after his great win in the Doncaster last time?
Yes, she's doing terrific. She's just chilling out at the moment due to the fact she just finished work, so this is her sleep time.
Yeah, gee, she was magnificent that day too, wasn't she? How did you assess the performance?
Amazingly, I actually thought that she would do that because her performances leading into that race were just astonishing, like her sectionals. I asked Bossy after the ran bet, what did he think? Should I go to the Doncaster? And he said no, because he wasn't riding it. And then he turned around and said, no, I think you should go there and just see how she goes. But she'd go better fresh going into the Cornwall because he was booked to ride her in the Cornwall Legacy. But, Doncaster is like, a very prestigious race in Australian history. So, it's just very surreal to actually have won it. But it was also very surreal leading into the race because I thought she was the moral going into it because her performances going in there, like her sectionals against Very Elegant and Habib were, next to none. Like they were 37.6 and they were in 33.23, and you just can't make up that ground. Not even Winks could have. So I knew the form going in there was excellent and she loves Randwick Mile. And when it started raining, not that she goes better on the ground, it's just that she just doesn't care whether it's good track, fast track, slow track, or heavy, whereas it does affect others.
Okay, I did hear you'd sort of say you thought that she'd win, and I think you've only a couple of times declared her, and she's won both times. Are you declaring her for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's a very different race. I know it's only fillies and mares, not because of her backup, just because just the Doncasters run very fast, and you can't change the pattern of her race. Bossy is going to have to change the pattern of a race to ride her quite similar to the Aspiration and go a little bit earlier and ask a little bit more of her. So I'm not as confident, but I am confident.
Okay, yeah, and you were saying that Glenn had a prior booking. Obviously, James was able to get on and get the Doncaster win. How was he about having to give up the saddle this time to Glenn?
Oh, well, obviously he's probably disappointed, but he's also, a jockey and realises that Bossy had the prior commitment leading into all this whole campaign. So he's not disappointed at all. He's just honoured and I guess, excited that he actually got the Doncaster right and he won it.
Absolutely. What about for you? How was it for you personally?
Personally, I think it wasn't until Wednesday that I went to the races at Warwick Farm that I realised I won a Doncaster Group 1. It was very surreal due to the fact of the coronavirus and no one at the races.
Yeah. And
I guess that's what made it that extra special in its own way, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And the course has become a cult hero, mainly around his drinking and eating habits. Can you just explain, how did he get on to eating pizza in the very first place?
Well, she got on to eating pizza because we tried to shoe her and too close to a race. And she's very fractious and naughty, so we couldn't sedate her. So we were giving her twisties, but that wasn't really cutting the mustard. So I ordered pizza for the farrier and myself, and we didn't get any of it because she was too interested in it. So we just gave it to her, and then he wasn't able to shoe her.
Oh, it's a great story. And what about the beer and the champagne? I see she had a little bit in the wake of that Doncaster win.
Yeah, we tried to turn her into a bit of a lady, but sort of didn't succeed because she still likes the beer.
Fair enough too. I guess in the lead up to the Cornwall Legacy, though, she'd be on a strict diet of proper food, not junk food. Is that the case?
Obviously, yeah. She's back to her normal diet. She doesn't obviously get pizza and beer every day of the week, but she does get it more often than most. But she's back to her normal racing diet.
Okay, you've told us about confidence levels, but what are your expectations? Give us a prediction on how she'll run, Wendy.
I think Funstar and Bjorn Baker's horse are the ones to beat due to the fact that they're on pace. Bjorn's horse is in form, 5 in a row, going for 6. It's up in class. I think Funstar's on pace and down in weights, 54.5. We've got 57.5. I don't think the weight will affect us. It's just the tempo.
Okay, good as gold. And I guess you'd had a bit to do with Bjorn being at Warwick Farm yourself. What was it like sort of returning and having that Warwick Farm group of trainers sort of acknowledge your success sort of Sunday or Monday?
Oh, well, they're just waiting on their prawns. That Warwick Farm, it's a bit of a tradition that when you win a Group 1, you got to supply prawns. So they're all wondering when I'm going to do that, but I guess soon.
Will you save one for Natoya?
Her and Clary Connors are probably going to have an eating competition because she doesn't have to peel hers, and Clary does, and Clary seems to steal everyone's prawns.
That's brilliant. Wendy, what else is in work with you? How many have you got in training? I sort of go back to your last 50 runs, and I can take it back further than a year, but are there other horses that are coming up in your stable that we should be aware of?
I've got an Exceed and Excel cop that's due to trial soon. He's not named, so he's got to get named. A Declaration of War gelding that's jumping out. I'm more than ready that's going to the paddock. A high shap called High Priority. He goes very well. He's ready to trial, and then he'll probably race in a month. Not really, because I've only got 6 in work. I normally have 14.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact that the coronavirus and the uncertainty of racing. So I just tipped a few out while I could, and then they'll be resuming work this week.
Okay, brilliant. We really appreciate you giving us the time today. Yeah, Wendy, best of luck with Natoya tomorrow. You know you've got a legion of fans now this side of the Tasman as well, urging her to success.
Much appreciated. Thank you.